My name's Scott Lerner. I coach basketball at the Harrisburg High School here, 11th year. I'll be working with Coach T over here, and we're going to show you some pre-practice drills. Nothing major, but just a couple ideas for you to have with your pre-practice as guys are coming in, getting dropped off, whatever it might be, just for some fundamental things and some extra repetitions for these guys to get while your team is getting organized, instead of just shooting half quarters like our high school guys like to do. So all we're doing is trying to get you a few more extra reps, 3 to 5 minutes to start every practice. First thing, obviously, we talk a lot about the fundamentals of basketball, so guys can get bounces in that 3 to 5 minutes. So stationary basketball, ball handling exercises, you can YouTube, you can Google, you guys have the resources and the knowledge, but please understand that even at the high school level, we do stationary and then we do movement. So there is a difference between the ball handling, and you can get very specific with stuff. So even at your little level, they can be introduced to the stationary, which is just station, okay? You can do the one ball, you can do the two ball alternating, you can do the two ball rhythm. Okay, there's a progression there that you can go all the way through, but it is important to get 1, 2, 3 minutes tops of stationary ball handling, just getting the bounces, okay? Make sure you're doing it in an athletic stance, okay? Feet under the shoulders, and you're controlling the ball, and your head is always up. And whatever you do at the right side, you do at the left side. It doesn't matter if they're a point guard or a five-man. Everybody needs to be able to handle the basketball once they get to high school. If your 4s and 5s can take 2 or 3 bust-out dribbles after a rebound, they get that confidence from doing these stationary ball handling, okay? Hand on top of the ball, keep it tight, keep it low, and you're being loud. Everything is pounding and being loud, okay? Being out of your comfort zone. If you've got guys doing like this, standing in a circle, and just bouncing the basketball like that, that's probably not making them better for game repetitions. So it's got to be a focus, it's got to be head up, you got to see the floor, you got to be in an athletic stance. And again, the stationary stuff, you can go through your own progression for the ability that you have at your level and in your team. Okay, so stationary 1 ball, then you can do another ball, stationary 2 ball, okay, low rhythm, high rhythm, crisscross. You can have as big imagination as you want with those. And again, 1, 2 minutes, get 200 bounces, get 300 bounces, and then move on. Okay? If you say, hey, we're going to do 10 minutes of ball handling today, you're going to lose intensity and you're going to lose interest. And then it's not going to be productive. If you go, hey, go get 200 bounces in real quick, they're going to try to do it as fast as you possibly can do it. And that's kind of what you want, changing expectations, okay? Then we honestly do ball handling, especially early on. We'll go full court, but for demonstration purposes, we'll just do half court. The movement stuff, and most of our movement stuff with ball handling always ends with a finish. We struggle sometimes to be very consistent finishing at the rim. So when we're ball handling, we're coming off the defender and the cones, and we really focus on being low and then changing speed when we change direction. A lot of your kids and a lot of our kids even will just come through, right? And they'll just go one speed, and then they'll come shoot a layup. Okay, that's not what we're looking for. We want guys to change speed. Maybe they're just going down and back, but they got to change speed and go fast and be explosive. So when they're coming out of this turn, right, they're quick and they're low and they're athletic. Because when you want to go by somebody, you have to change speeds. Okay, so you can do between the legs, right? You can do behind the back, right? And then you can do the low cross when you're coming up here, and then you're just crossing over and changing directions. So your focus is not necessarily just handling the basketball, but when you change directions, are you changing speeds? I come to the last one, and now 2 bounces, 1, 2, power finish, okay? We really, at the high school level, finishing off with 2 feet, because then I can take the contact and I can still finish, okay? Now, if you're in a breakaway situation, obviously 1 foot finishes are more than fine. But anytime you're in a half-court setting, we really focus on a 2-foot finish, because then you can be balanced, you can get a shot fake, you can take the contact, which there's a lot of in AA basketball, and you can still get a shot off, okay? Stationary ball handling with movement, changing speed, focus. Changing direction, changing speed, focus. So that's pre-practice drill number 1. Honestly, at the high school level, it's kind of crazy that we talk about jump stops. That is something that we feel at your guys' level, something very easy to do. Again, preseason stuff, we do it every day. And it's simply, literally, jump stop. Spin the ball, jump stop. Okay, get the ball in your pocket. All right, so once we do that, we're jump stopping here, or you can pass it to a partner. Okay, so if a partner's passing it to me, I'm catching it and I'm going old school mentality would call that triple threat. Right, you can do anything. You can dribble, you can shoot, and you can make a pass from that spot. Okay, but it all has to start with a jump stop. Okay, so then you're spinning, stationary jump stop. Then you're spinning, running to the ball. Okay, you're throwing the ball out there, jump stop. Being balanced, okay? Again, in my athletic stance, in my basketball stance. If I'm a right-handed shooter, I'm probably going to grab that just a little bit above, my right foot's going to be a little bit above my left foot, because when I shoot, that's how I step into my shot. Okay, so I'm stationary. First I'm stationary, bam, and then I spin it. Okay, I'm not over-rotating. My feet aren't different every time. I'm really athletic and I can make any basketball move I want. Okay, so first is stationary. Then it's throw ball. Go get it. Whoops, sorry about that. I got time my shoe. Okay, and then we just add the dribble. The third one would be to add the dribble. 1, 2, 3. Jump stop, right? 1, 2, 3. Jump stop. Then you do left hand, okay? So stationary, throw ball, dribble. So your jump stop progression would go in those 3 phases, okay? Last phase is dribble, jump stop, pivot, pivot, switch hands, jump stop, pivot, pivot, make a play. Because if a team's going to trap you, which they will in your league, you got to be able to protect the ball and create space so you can make a pass. So 4-step jump stop progression, ball handling stationary, and with cones with a power finish. 2 great pre-practice drills. Okay. Coach T's going to talk about a couple more, and we'll turn it over to him right now. Thanks.
Okay, my name is Coach Fujimoto. I also go by Coach T. I'm here today to talk to you about another pre-practice routine you can do in regards to form shooting. Okay, with form shooting, I'm going to talk about the four focuses that we want to do, and it's called the 4 F's. Now, before I get into that, I want to make sure you guys understand, when it comes to shooting, your hands are integral. They're a non-negotiable things. Your hands always have to be ready when you're shooting the basketball, whether it's in drills, breakdown work, or especially live during games. Now, the first F I'm going to talk about is your feet. Your feet are your base. They are very important. When it comes to your feet, they need to be straight, pointing to the target. They can't be to the side, or all of your body is going to get misaligned. Okay? Feet have got to be square to your target or to the basket. What the feet do are 2 things. They're going to keep you on balance, and they're going to give you power to jump up and get the shot off. Okay? Balance is probably more important than the power. The better your feet are, the better your balance is, the more shots you're going to make. Okay? Now, when it comes to the actual stance, you probably want to be about shoulder width apart. Okay? Some may be a little narrower, some may be a little wider, whatever's comfortable for the shooter, especially at a young age. But what we like to teach our guys is you need to be about shoulder width apart. Consistency is huge. You want your feet to be the same and to be set every single shot. That way the balance will be the same on every single shot. Feet balance, shoulder width apart, so when you're going into your shot, the balance is good, and you'll be able to go straight up and straight down. You'll come down exactly where you left off, okay? Second thing, after your feet and your base is the focus. Your focus needs to be on the rim, on the target. Now, that depends on exactly what your preference is. Some people say look at a spot on the front of the rim. Some people say look at a spot on the back of the rim. Some people will say look at the hooks on the rim itself. Whatever your preference is, you just need to understand that the focus needs to be when you catch the ball and you're shooting it, your focus needs to be a spot on the rim. That's where you need to focus throughout the entire shot process. Okay? Third F is going to be the follow-through. Okay? Follow-through is going to be very key. When you catch the ball, like we talked about earlier, hands have to be ready. Okay? Feet have got to be shoulder width apart. That's your base. On the catch, your focus is going to be on the rim and the target like we talked about. Finish. Your elbow needs to be in line with the rest of your body, whether you're right-handed or left-handed. That elbow has got to be in line with your elbow and your shoulder, lining things up. That's how you get that straight trajectory in every shot to be consistent. Okay? With the follow-through, on the shot, the elbow needs to be above, I'll go sideways here. Elbow needs to be above your shoulder on the release. Release can't be down here flat. This elbow has got to be above your shoulder on the release. Okay? Next one, on the finish, is the follow-through. The ball is going to be coming off of your fingertips, not your palm. Okay? A good guide to check if you've got the ball in your fingertips is when you hold it up here at a 90-degree angle, you should be able to see a little splinter of light right through there. That's where you need to be at. Okay? That is the finish or the follow-through. The last F that I'm going to talk about is faith. Okay? Every shooter needs to understand that they need to have the utmost confidence every single shot they take that shot is going to be a make and go in. Doesn't matter if you've made 10 in a row or missed 10 in a row. You've got to have the mental capacity to understand as a shooter, every shot you take as you prepare for it with your feet, with your focus on the rim, with your follow-through, that when you let that thing go, the focus, the feet, the follow-through, they're all going to lead to the faith of that ball is going in every single time. Now, a couple quick drills you can do within 3 to 5 minutes as your guys are coming in instead of messing around. And I know Coach Langrock talked about guys coming in and shooting half-court jump shots. First exercise you can do for a pre-practice is going to be form shooting. One-handed shooting. Very, very simple. You'll pick 3 spots on the court. One will be right in the front of the rim, and then 2 spots, one on this side and one on the other side of the rim. Okay? After you've picked your 3 spots, you go one hand. You take the ball, you hold it out in front of you. You've got your feet in a good stance, shoulder width apart, knees are bent. You bring this ball to a 90-degree angle right up here. Elbow is in line with your knee. Arm is at a 90-degree angle. Once you've got this, you're right at the front of the rim. You want to take a small bounce, flip it right over the front. Ball comes right off those fingertips like we talked about earlier. Pointer finger should be right at the front of the rim. You can do however many sets or reps that you want. You could do 3 makes at each spot. You could do 5 makes at each spot, just depending on how much time you've got in your pre-practice. But again, you start with a simple one-handed, start the ball out in front of you, roll it right up, everything's in line. Feet are good, elbows in, palms, finishes up there. You've got to focus on the spot of the rim. That's the first one with the one hand. Then you add to that. Okay, the next one will be with the guide hand. Same start, ball's out here, bring it right up front, everything's in line with your feet, elbows in, you simply bring the guide hand up to the side and touch the ball. So if you're right here, 90-degree angle, ball is touching right there. Same thing, you're in a good athletic stance, you're going to flip it right over the front of the rim with the finish. Right off your fingers, middle finger is pointing right at the rim, side guide hand. You're basically giving yourself a side 5 right here. Side 5 so that the thumb and nothing else touches the ball. So now you're right here. I'll do this from the sideline so you can see it. This is one of my 3 spots. You're coming right here. Guide hand is up. Flip it right over the front of the rim. You can do sets of 3, sets of 5 makes on that one. Last part of this progression for form shooting is the set and go. You simply find one of these 3 spots again. You're going to take the ball with 2 hands in a good stance. Everything's lined up. You're going to set the ball right here, right about at your belly button. Set and go. When I say go, you're going to go up and shoot it all in one motion. So you're set, eyes are on the target, go. Okay? You're going to do that from the 3 spots. Set, go. Right there. That's a simple progression you can do with the one hand, add the guide hand, and then you've got the set and go shooting that you can do all from those 3 spots. Now, one other drill that you could also do to substitute that to keep things fresh is what I call the key to form shooting or around the world, okay? What you do is you choose these spots. You've got a block shot, hash, 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 so you've got 3 on each side. You've got 1 free throw. Then you go to this side, you've got a hash, a hash, a hash, and a block. And what you do is you do the set and go shooting that we just talked about from each spot all the way around. Whether you've got a partner rebounding for you or you're by yourself, you come in right here, you're on the block, set, go. Then you move back and you simply go around the world. Next shot will be here. Set, go. And you would continue to do this all the way around from this hash to the free throw, and then this hash as well, all the way around. One thing you could do for advanced shooters is do this key to form shooting or around the world, whichever one you want to call it, and have the instruction of these need to try and be perfect shots. Set and go, off the glass, try and have it be a perfect shot with nothing but the glass and the swish. You can also apply the perfect shot with the perfect swish to your one hand, guide hand, and set and go shots from around here too. So you would tell your kids when they come into pre-practice, if you're doing the one-handed ones, they've got to make 3, and it's got to be a perfect shot. Swish. And they have to make 3 before they do it. So that shot went in, but it also hit the rim, so it would not count. Okay, there are several things you can do to tighten things up based on your skill level. But those are 2 really good drills with the form shooting progression, with the one hand, the guide hand, and the set and go to implement at the beginning of your practice. And then also to keep things fresh, you can do the around the world or the key to form shooting all the way around from those 9 spots.